going to be Game Giants. Beautiful. In 35 minutes, taking down Team Liquid, who had the upper hand for a while in the mid-game.
That Team Liquid are setting a very clear message. They want to play around one lane. Lorlo wasn't necessarily going to be your proactive carry when we saw him in the LCS. Golden Glue doesn't necessarily have a lot of the high-level LCS experience. Team Liquid would have to adapt. A lot of this is going to fall onto Reignover and his ability to path intelligently. Are they going to become a team that really develops their solo laners, but hopefully also a team that can really raise these other talents, an investment team? And that's what we want to see from Team Liquid coming through in 2017.
We're going to do a Korean Bootcamp. So we finalized our League of Legends roster and we're ready to start training.
Right now we're going to go get dinner before we fly out to Korea tomorrow morning. It's me, Sam, Grayson, David. Matt has other plans, but he'll be back at the house later. But we're going to get some pho, so let's go.
In about 12 hours, we're going to be going to Korea. We're going to be doing sort of like a boot camp. We're just investing more into it. We're investing more staff. We're investing into better facilities. And we're also just going to be a lot more wary of things we're going to avoid. And it's just a less hostile environment. It's not going to be as hardcore as last boot camp.
This is part one of our boot camp, so going to Korea is part one.
So I wasn't worried at all that there would be any similarities to the last boot camp in terms of the issues that came up. We didn't just come off a major playoff series loss, or we're not prepping for summer to go to Worlds. We were just going to the boot camp and just trying to get some experience together as a team. And we did have a few new members or a few people that weren't teammates, so we just wanted to make sure that we meshed well from the start.
You excited?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you think of our roster coming into next season?
Our roster's booming.
We're booming, all right.
My expectations leading back to this Korean Bootcamp were, I think, slightly different because we went in with a roster that was more team-oriented, while also we wanted to see what we can do in the time we had with the roster and see how much we'd improve. So we had a lot of high hopes and we just shot for the best and see what we could do in the 3 weeks of the bootcamp.
Yeah, I wasn't worried at all with the upcoming Korean Bootcamp. I was talking with Nick and David, and we're gonna make sure there was gonna be no breaking point part 2. We're gonna break a sweat, but not break each other.
Sam and Matt were really looking forward to get back to Korea, playing in much higher caliber solo queue. And Grayson, for him, being in Korea was more of him trying to prove himself.
I think Sam is someone who's super high energy. He's definitely come into his own and matured, and I'm excited to see what that does for him in terms of his development into not just a great top laner, but a great teammate.
He was a very teamwork-based player in spring, and then he was a very hard carry player in summer. And bringing all those aspects together, I think he can become a complete top laner, and we can push him even a step further and place him firmly in the upper echelons of top lanes in NA. Matt's someone that I've coached since way back on TLA. I've also seen extreme growth from him, just as a shot caller and things that aren't as flashy, which is what he used to go for. So he's going to be someone I'm excited to see how far he can go.
Matt's always this cornerstone for the team. He's always been someone who has been a strong calming force. He's really excited for the opportunity to reprove himself and really reshape people's images and perspectives of him.
Grayson is someone who was probably the most driven player I've ever worked with. And he's someone that I know I can rely on, that will work hard and strive to become the best.
I know he has a lot to prove. He wants to show everyone just how strong of a mid laner talent he is. And I think that his positivity and I think his energy is going to definitely help propel the team to a lot more success this season.
That takes like a year to shuffle.
Come on.
Yo, but then Matt helps me win 17 card game.
No shit, dude. I haven't played 5 cards dead in a while.
Stop. Check cards. Why do you know that? Just got to Korea. How you guys doing?
We just made it past customs. Woo! Didn't get deported. Off to the hotel to see our new teammates.
Start the grind.
Holy shit, it's so hot in here. Is this our practice facility? No, it's one of the... Oh, it is. I don't know. Hey, Jin! Right over! Hi! Hi! Did David and the other guys come in yet?
Whoa! My new teammate.
Yeah! You're talking about me, right?
Yeah, it was really hot, so. Oh!
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's me.
I'm dead anyway.
You're gonna have to teach everyone how to say your name.
You guys got a shower first, okay?
Yeah, it felt pretty great meeting Rainover for the first time. He's even nicer than I could imagine. He's pretty talkative and he's like really outgoing and kind, and he's a great teammate.
I guess I didn't expect his personality as much as I thought, because I thought he'd be like a little more intense than he is, but he's actually like a really outgoing, just like chill, loving guy. He's like super nice.
Rainover is pretty good socially. There was no bumps in the road, so the team bonded with him pretty well at the start. He's just a funny guy, so we got along pretty well. Yeah, general mood was pretty good. There was no bumps in the road.
I think we were all happy to see Rainover. I think when you have like admiration for a player of that caliber, knowing the kind of value he provides to his team is not only a really solid mechanical player, but also just all around extremely intelligent about the game. You have a lot of respect for that, and Rainover acclimated himself really quickly too. He's a natural leader in the game. All three of our American players really liked that about him. It's a kind of like a breath of fresh air, I would say.
Matt called it right. Like, Matt's doing really well on win condition. It's just he's calling it 5 minutes too late, 10 minutes too late. It should be a lot easier on how we should be winning these games when we have that much priority and we're that far ahead. Okay? Good shit, guys.
So when we arrived to Korea, Rainover was actually only there for about a day or two before having to leave for the All-Star event that was happening in Barcelona.
Reckless is, yeah, I mean, he's an AD carry, and yeah, I mean, definitely he have like edge on the 1v1, but I'm preparing something, and then if it works well, probably I might win.
Rainover?
One more!
Why go?
Yep.
Why would he go like that?
Albus has full velocity though.
He really does. Albus is going to get impaled and pulled backwards. There is Rainover. Who will he target? Expect it will be the man. Impaled, dragged out of his home, and shut down in front of the Barcelona crowd.
I mean, launches in the backline. Baker gets eviscerated as now Celeb Life in a whole host of trouble. Smeva with a triple kill on the back end. The Darius looking good. Misses the Q, but there's the flash. The apprehends there. The passing. Massive quadra for the Darius.
Smeva going huge.
I think when we were working together through solo queue and really just exploring Korea as a team while Rainover was out at All Stars, I think we got to see the team gel really well. These are guys that have played together already, so it was a lot of just meshing personalities. And I think something that we did a few times in Korea was hang out. We did some shopping. Yeah, we really just explored Korea. We went to the gym a few times too. Kind of just tried to make it as normal everyday life as possible.
We are about to go get a haircut at Piglet's sister's barbershop.
His sister is it's Piglet's twin.
You have a twin? Same age?
No. Oh yeah, same age.
Whoa.
Oh my god!
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, David. Let's
This
go.
is Nautilus, dude. No more Nautilus, okay? No more Nautilus.
No Nautilus. Well, you're playing with Ash. Honestly, I was happy with it. A lot of people did give me shit for it, but I'm okay with it.
But pulverized. Piglet does not have aggro. Summoner heal. Yellow Star flashes. One more hit will do it, and that's first blood. Piglet gets him for 400 gold. All the weight on Piglet.
You know, we kind of just left on like this unfinished story of, you know, rising up through Spring Split, and then it kind of just stopped. So I didn't get to talk with Piglet too much over the break because he was in Korea. I mean, I've talked to him like a few times over Skype, but then when I finally met him again, yeah, I felt pretty good. Just we're hoping to, you know, start that story again, you know, the rise, and just, yeah, trying to become the most dominant bot lane that we can be.
So for Piglet and Matt, they connected pretty well right away. Piglet actually thought Matt's skill might have dropped off a little bit playing with Fabi and just being a little uncertain of himself, but first couple of scrims, Matt dominated. They played like the way they did in spring, and me and Piglet were both pleasantly surprised by it. I thought there would be like a little bit of a gap or a learning curve that they had to get back in shape or form, but it was pretty good from the start in my opinion. The community's perception when we signed Golden Glue is obviously not the greatest. He has been around in the scene for a while, and usually if you hang around Challenger for a while, the general perception of the community is that you belong there and you're in Challenger for a reason kind of thing.
When I was announced for the team, I actually received more support than I was expecting. I mean, I was expecting just to get like hammered by the community, but some people, some of my friends stood up for me, and that was nice. That felt good.
Grayson actually is one of the players that I would say deals really well with just ignoring criticism that isn't constructive.
My drive definitely does not come from Reddit, that's for sure.
I actually admire the way he reacted because I felt that public perception actually impacted him a lot as a person, but watching his growth even through those short 3 weeks, it was impressive to see how he adjusted himself, how he kind of brushed it off his shoulders. It didn't seem like he really was fazed by that, and if he did, he showed a lot of resilience and a lot of growth during the time that we trained and competed.
He knows that as long as his teammates or the organization trusts him, then he's in a fine spot, and we all trust him to perform, and there's a reason why we picked him up. So one day before All-Stars is actually over and Rainover is flying back, we find out that IEM has a spot open for us, and we decided to take it. So Rainover landed, and we had to do a photo shoot for IEM, just content media day kind of thing. So we actually had only one full day of scrims, and even that day was kind of cut short.
The day before IEM, we all felt not really too sure. Like, we didn't really assign roles. I think as a team, there's certain things that you kind of just have to have one person do, or just certain people do certain things. And since we were so new, like, we just didn't have enough time to sort of get everyone into their own role.
We did have some team practice, but I think overall, if you account for how many scrims we had throughout the whole Korean Bootcamp, we maybe had approximately 3 full days of scrims.
Yeah, we have a flank in 25 seconds, so we saw them here for 25.
They have no ult, you guys win.
Okay, I'll move it.
Actually, you know what, Jin? Just take.
Yeah, what's all the suns I think all the flashes are.
Don't worry too much about like little things, because I know that even like this 5 can probably win this event, okay? I don't care about little practice, I don't care about any of that. Just make sure that you guys are focused with each other. Like, all of these wins or losses are coming down to little team play or little communication errors. So make sure we're on top of that, okay? And then we should be fine. Like, lane phase, we can outlane anyone in this whole tournament. You guys can take a break, and like I said, I'll be monitoring the curfew thing, okay? Good shit, guys.
I wasn't really that nervous individually for my performance, but I was a little nervous since Rainover was gone the whole time and we didn't really get much practice. I was a little nervous to see how we would do as a team.
Let's see who opens up first. That's golden news. Oh, there you go, Samson. Is Matt sleeping still? feel, Matt. IEM sent this shuttle over at like 7:30 a.m. I think the time was, and there was no breakfast or food available when we got there, and we were gonna play. So the first game between Gyeonggi and Dark Passage was a stomp, so the game ended a lot faster than we initially thought. So as we were trying to scrounge to get food to make sure the guys were in game ready shape.
Dude, I almost got ran over.
Alright. I got all my nerves
Piece
out.
of cake from now.
Yeah. This will just have to be my pregame ritual. Just run in front of cars.
You realize how small it is in your life, you know? Yeah. Because you could have just like died like 5 minutes ago.
So we had no time to do our runes. They also didn't have an SD card, so we had to do runes in the booth. Obviously, you have to download Razer Synapse to make sure that our DPI is right. And we were so rushed. Matt was literally installing Synapse as we were going through pick ban, and the guys just were not in a great state of mind to start out the first game. I think a lot of it was first game jitters. I would say they were rushed, but just watching them play, it just felt like they were playing scared, and I could tell.
Knight arrives, gets a petrifying gaze, hits him from the back, but it's enough to slow him up and finalize the kill. So he goes down, 2 picked up, make that 3 as Rainover that falls. GA in. And now TL is just absolutely getting shredded. Piglet just trying to do what he can from the back line, but he just can't get in there to deal damage to the damaging members of Giants. Piglet goes down, and that's going to be game. Giants, beautiful. In 35 minutes, taking down Team Liquid, who had the upper hand for a while in the mid-game. Giants with a massive comeback.
I think my first game versus Giants was probably my worst game of the whole tournament. Just I was nervous and stressed, and it basically caused me to go back to some of my old habits and bad problems. I wasn't really able to shake it off during the game. I didn't really get a chance to.
I honestly just felt like he was playing scared. I felt like he wasn't doing as much as he could, and I had a talk with him, and it's kind of like a term that we use now, but I said that he was basically playing like a minimizer. He was minimizing risk to him, but at the same time minimizing damage dealt to the enemy team and pressure exerted. First I asked him, does he trust Piglet? And his answer was that he did. And Piglet's one that will always output a lot of damage, so I told him to be a maximizer. I said, I don't care if you get hit, you're just gonna hit back harder, and if you draw aggro to you, Piglet will clean up, so make sure you trust Piglet and make sure you play together well with him. After that talk, I felt like he played completely differently throughout the rest of the group stages.
And here we go, losers best of 3 match set in Group B between Team Liquid and Dark Passage.
And he just got an angry Viking in behind him. What was that damage out from the distance? Golden Blue deletes the jungler.
And just like calling a fighting is pretty good.
Gorlo, flash, Riptide, massive ultimate from Golden Blue finds 2. There's that 3rd kill and the 4th one to gonna finish off the Nexus. Team Liquid 2-0 in this series, completely obliterate Dark Passage.
Being honest, like, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I obviously knew Golden Blue could always maintain that level of play, but it's just about consistency from now on. It doesn't matter if you have a good game every 4 weeks in the LCS. It matters like how you play week by week. I do think you can be at that Golden God level consistently.
Take a look at this.
Well, this is very much him getting priority in the mid lane. No defensive wards down for Knight. He wanted to go for a casual stroll to the bot lane through the jungle and was assassinated.
Golden Blue pinned into the wall by Poppy, still going low, but still alive, still pushing out those poison damage to the Deadly Flurry. Not going to connect. He's able to find flashes. He's able to find Mighty Bear. There it is. The Nexus falls, and game 1 goes to Team Liquid, taking down Giants.
Grayson already had the confidence in himself from his shaky game 1. It was almost like a spirit of like vengeance, where he was like, I didn't show up in game 1. I'm ready to show that I'm not backing down.
But he's going to pay for this one with his life. Piglet picking up the kill, picking up the blue buff. Almost has the double. Rainover will take it. Hot on the heels. Charges forward. One last auto attack. And Lorlo dueling god, it would seem, here at IEM Gyeonggi. You have that advantage. Missile foliage coming through, though. Instant pop-up into the shockwave. Flashes stunned into the wall. A double kill going over to Golden Glue on the Orianna. Hook over the wall. Nice prediction by Matt. Drops the box. Mighty Bear, one shot from dead. There it is. They're moving on to the semifinals.
Going from Challenger in A-mids to playing versus Crown is quite the jump, but I don't really think too much about like, oh, this player is so good or whatever. I just kind of like, everyone's just a player. I don't really see it as super slanted.
And we are into game, ladies and gentlemen, for semi-final set 1 between Samsung and Team Liquid.
Rainover tunneled over, and then he just immediately flash knocked up. As he was tunneling over, Grayson ghosted to close the distance, and then he got to put his W down as the knockup went up. And by that time, it's already too late. Rice can't get out of the miasma, he can't flash out.
Mike Kube with the Q. Depth charge onto 2, Rainover into the top.
It's Golden Glue.
So much damage onto Maokai, and Golden Glue does have the timing on this one this time around. Flash, knock up, ambition, he's on the miasma, there's nowhere to run. A noxious blast will be enough to finish him off from Golden Glue. That will be a kill down there.
I felt like a lot of the team was disappointed. I was disappointed too, to an extent.
Samsung completely wiped the floor with Team Liquid, and in 24 minutes will pick up the game and the series 2-0 to Samsung, and they progress to the finals at IEM.
But if you take it for what it is, then we did get a lot of experience, and we learned a lot, or we can take away a lot from these Samsung losses. So I'm looking forward to how our team can grow from it.
For myself, even after like any loss, if it's like versus the worst team, if it's versus like the best team in the world, I'm always gonna look for holes or ways to improve myself, because that's how I am as a person and also a player.
I mean, I can't really speak for anyone else on my team, but I see a good future because we're all working hard. I think all the members, even the coaching staff, we all want to win. We're all kind of pressured too. I think we're in a really good spot to do all the split.
Like everyone, I just want like everyone to have like so much confidence by themselves as a personal and as a like team to like just beat everyone. And I think if we have like good start, yeah, I think as I played right now, I feel a lot of potential and we just have to work on it. But I think if everyone is in the same page with good confidence as personal and team, I think we can win NA LCS Spring Split.
I will say playing at IEM definitely gave me like the feeling that like I definitely do belong in LCS. Like if I can keep up with these mid laners, then I should have a pretty good time in the NA LCS, even though the NA LCS this year is going to be pretty stacked. So I think it should be a good time.
Okay, can you go ahead and give us a young clap?
Oh geez, there's like no comparison in the boot camps. Comparing boot camp number 1 to boot camp number 2, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really even call the second boot camp a boot camp. It was just a pretty fun excursion for all 5 of us to go and play in Korea. And we enjoyed ourselves. We didn't, create any sort of drama between us. And yeah, we're just prepared for the next split.
We didn't need to go in and train. We didn't need to compete in IEM. We just thought as a team, it would be really good to have time before everyone else starts training for us to really build ourselves as a team, grind things out a little bit, and really figure out how we mesh. Solving problems earlier, so identifying any problems that we might have, just solving those issues earlier sets us up better for training in January. And you won't see the same kind of issue of the team falling apart right before LCS, because we've been laying those foundations, we've been, laying in certain teachings, and I think that's going to pay off a lot.
여기서 얻고 바로 슛하면 돼. 근데 가는 건 라마다 가는 건 어떻게 가?
그때는 뭐 택시 꼭 잡아야 되지? 근데 밥 먹기 잡으려면
You know that's what monkeys do. They play with others. Yeah, they play with hair.
kind of, dude.
You gonna eat the bugs out of his hair?
I'm not eating. Fuck his dude.
But you're Bagopa.